Joining us now, he's the Director of Research at the Government Accountability Institute and author of this book. We had him on to discuss not too long ago, Controligarchs, exposing the billionaire class, their secret deals, and the globalist plot to dominate your life. We should put, and Pedo Island. Our good pal, Seamus Bruner, back on the program. Do you have I haven't read the whole book. Is there a chapter in there about Pedo Island, Seamus? Or are you going to redo a new release and add a whole new chapter?
Oh, there are many chapters could be added, but no, Jeffrey Epstein does feature prominently. I get into his relationship, his very complicated and long-standing relationship with Bill Gates, and how all of that revolved around the bank JPMorgan, which is, by the way, we can talk about how JPMorgan factors into this. You've got to follow the money with all of these Jeffrey Epstein, stuff that's flying around. By my count, by the way, we're on batch number 7 drops today.
Thank you.
So
okay, 7.
Yeah, batch 4 was Friday, and they've released a few over the weekend, and the documents keep coming. We got thousands of pages, mostly names we've heard before. There's a lot of new names to dig into as well here, but thousands and thousands of pages. So I've actually combined all the documents. They're not cheap. You got to pay for them to get them right off the press from Pacer. But I've turned them into PDFs that you can search all 1,000 pages at once on the website Controligarchsbook.com. Anyway, there's really new juicy details in this stuff. It's horrifying. And anyway, these associates need to be brought to justice if they committed crimes.
Let's talk about this Miss Ransom woman who claims that there were videos in her testimony in one of the trials from back in the day. I don't know if it was the 08, 09, somewhere era, right, that Ransom gave her testimony in one of these cases. She claims that she knows for a fact, she saw him, she had copies of them, her friend had a copy of them, whatever, of these videos that Jeffrey himself used to do. So he's not in any of the videos, Ransom claimed in her testimony, because he was the one behind the camera. But she said Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and even did I see Sir Richard Branson of Virgin Airline and all that, the big billionaire guy? That's the 3 that she named. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right. And I can tell you who has the videos as well, the FBI. That's like the #1 offending agency here in failing to prosecute the child rapists on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I mean, the FBI seized everything that Ransom has, as well as an entire vault that Jeffrey Epstein has. And so we've seen photos of like how many videos here. We're talking shelves upon shelves. It was an industrial operation. The FBI needs to come clean. And then I can tell you another agency who knows who Jeffrey Epstein's clients are. That would be the Treasury Department, because I mentioned a moment ago, JPMorgan is central to this Jeffrey Epstein saga. They were his bank. He was one of their most valued clients. And according to a court testimony from the past year, Jeffrey Epstein had $1 billion in human trafficking related payments flowing through their accounts. And so JPMorgan knows who the clients are. They know who's paying Jeffrey Epstein for sex on the island. And so they need to come clean. The Treasury Department needs to come clean. And finally, the FBI has failed to prosecute anyone. It's the first time ever that there's been someone charged and convicted of trafficking humans to nobody.
Right. And just because he's dead, and we still don't know who killed him, doesn't mean it goes away. Because no one has paid. Only one person, and that's Ghislaine, has paid, right? She's in prison. Other than that, no one has paid. I mean, this client list is dozens, if not hundreds, right? Hundreds. And are all of them sex offenders who were buying sex with pedos or little children? Of course not. They're not all pedos. I get that. I'm not trying to say anybody on this list, because a lot of people are like, well, now, come on. Do you think Naomi Campbell was having sex with 12-year-old girls on the island? Well, probably not. And maybe hers was a legit business dealing with him. But bottom line is, until these agencies you just mentioned come forth with the evidence, we're all going to be out here speculating on who did what, right?
Yeah, that's right. And the thing to remember about the Jeffrey Epstein operation is it was all about control. It was a blackmail operation. We actually have learned how this blackmail It was a honeypot, and we've actually seen Bill Gates is one of the people. Now, it wasn't sex with a child, but he was having an affair with this young 20-year-old bridge player. He was cheating on Melinda, and Jeffrey Epstein actually paid for this woman her schooling. And down the road, he sends an email to Bill Gates saying, you ought to pay me back for her schooling. You know, basically, it'd be a shame if Melinda found out about your dalliances here. And so that really shows the Epstein model is he would get dirt on these guys, and then he would hold it over their head, whether it was for money or favors or something else. So the whole thing was about control.
Yes.
It's in the book Controligarchs, you know, good chunk of the stuff. Jeffrey Epstein was into some creepy stuff besides the pedo stuff. He was into eugenics. He was into depopulation type schemes. You know, he and Bill Gates talked about how the earth is overpopulated, and he was investing in weird stuff like that. He wanted to seed the human race with his DNA by impregnating 20 women at a time. It was really crazy stuff.
Wow. Look, you don't have a picture in your hallway of your beautiful penthouse mansion in New York City with this picture right in your entryway. Guys, you know what picture I mean. Bring it up, please. Unless you're doing a power play on the most powerful people in America. And folks, this is the painting the FBI seized in the entryway to Jeffrey's New York mansion. Now, why in the hell would you have a picture like this if you're not trying to tell somebody, I got you? Think about that phrase and look at that picture. I got you. I got you right where I want you. You will do whatever I say. I got you. And that's exactly what the list is turning out to uncover. If we could just get all the facts of the actual people who were buying the young women. But since a lot of powerful people are on that list and in those agencies you talked about, Seamus, we're probably never going to get all the facts. Now, will we?
No, I doubt we'll get the whole story, but as it's coming out, I mean, it's becoming clearer and clearer. And, you know, Clinton, I brought it up earlier today on another interview. During the Clinton administration, Eric Holder, his deputy attorney general, came up with this legal theory called the collateral consequences. He had a memo, and it guided the DOJ's prosecution. And basically how that works is if the consequences of prosecuting somebody are going to bring down the whole system, then we should not prosecute. And so the Eric Holder collateral consequences memo, you know, whether that's in effect for Epstein or just something that guides the prosecutor's thinking, you can be sure that the prosecutors are thinking, man, if we prosecute no reason not to prosecute, but that's what is in the mind of Clinton associates like Eric Holder.
Wow. All right, so check out the website, guys, Controligarchbooks.com. As he told you, not just about the book, but Seamus has taken all of the 7 different dumps now over the last week of the files, condensed them down for you in a PDF so you can read them, see them, and share them with your friends so they'll understand which sick perverts have been involved in this pedo ring for years. Seamus, thank you, brother. Take care of yourself. Watch your 6.